I absolutely love my PS5 Pro. I think it's really good, but if there's one thing that's a definite downgrade for me anyway from the base model, it's the absence of a USB Type A from the front of the machine. Even if you don't use both USB Type A's at the back of the machine, this is still really inconvenient because so many things come with USB Type A still. It is crazy, and you don't use these things all the time, so you want the convenience of being able to plug them in really easily, and that means at the front of the machine. But that's gone now. I'm talking about things like a steering wheel, an arcade stick, a microphone, and more. Just so easy to plug them in at the front of the base model, but that's now changed to a USB Type C. We've got two of them. So to get around this, what a lot of people would do to give themselves that USB Type A port at the front of the machine again, they would buy something like this, a USB-C to USB Type A adapter. Just simple, cheap, plugs in the front of the machine and gives you that USB port again. But do not use this type of adapter, and I'll show you why. Now we've got our standard USB here. Let's plug this into this like that, and you can obviously plug this in any way you like. It's up to you, but let's plug it in. Right, now the reason you don't want to use one of these is because when you basically pull that out again, so you don't want to be unplugging the whole thing. It adds weight already, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's going to be causing stress on that port. And if you hold that and you pull it out again, you're pulling and you're just tugging on that port all the time and wiggling it around and moving it. Eventually that's going to cause a failure. Likewise, if you pull it out all the time and just plug something else in, the added little bit of extra weight on this and the movement of that is not good for that USB port in any way, shape or form. What you want to use instead is one like this. It's still got a USB Type C on one end and a USB Type A on the other, but it's got a small length of cord in between. So what that means is when you plug it in at the front, there's none of that extra added weight giving that port stress. And basically it's very easy now to just change and swap out USB components. We can just plug that straight in and there's no stress and movement. The way that was wiggling up and down before, that's going to eventually cause a failure. So one like this with that small length of cord, it's only like about a 5-inch or 4-inch attachment, something like that, but it's just so much easier. You can just unplug things knowing you're not going to put extra strain on that USB port. So again, avoid this. Don't want it, no good. When we plug it in, we can see immediately the amount of pull that's moving the whole thing on, and that's going to be moving the port with it. That's not good. That's going to cause a failure in the long run. Right, so let's just plug in our other type adapter, and as you can see, really good. No pull, no stress, no strain on that front USB port, meaning that that port will survive longer and basically not cause a failure later on, which I think will undoubtedly happen eventually with something like this. So don't want that, no good. Get one like this with a short cord attachment, much better. So there's a video. If you enjoyed it, found it useful or helpful, it'd be really cool if you bash that like and subscribe button. It really does help. But most of all, thanks for watching. Catch you again in the next one. Bye for now.